Okay. Let's get it, man. If I wear the paper bag, I'm not going to be able to see the chat, right? Or the game. Like, there are no eye holes on that thing. Hey, Deshylan. No, DeBoer's fine. It's fine, mock off stick. I don't really care if people agree or disagree with me. I'm pretty cool with it either way. Okay, so. Daylens18, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I got no issue with DeBoer. Okay, what is it that I have? Fish Hut M, 15 pounds. Oh, it's coins. Give me that. Give me that. Hey, Dalence. Thank you. I have issues with that 80-year-old man on the sideline chewing gum. Yeah. It's getting exhausting. Okay, I'm just gonna go fish in Texas until Snack shows up. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to catch anything here, but it doesn't cost anything. I don't even remember what kind of fish are here. I may not be able to catch anything, but whatever. It'll kill a little bit of time. Yeah, this is where you catch, like, crappies and stuff. I'm willing to bet you don't catch anything with the spoon. Crappie is crappie? Okay. That's probably less confusing. Okay, how do I equip... oh, okay, here we go. Okay. 55 pounds. Let's go, baby. See here. Do I want to go fish in Florida? Yeah, I could see that, David. That makes sense to me. Although I'm not convinced I gotta admit, I'm not entirely convinced that Jaden Daniels is going to go that high. It's certainly possible. Okay, I'm just going to go to Emerald Lake and catch crappies. Oh no. It's raining. That always makes it harder. No! I could not possibly be less interested in Justin Fields than I am, man. Justin Fields is booty. I do not understand the... Well, I do, but I still hate it. Ooh. We already got a bite. Very nice. Okay, we leveled up. Honestly, and people are going to hate it when I do it, but I'm going to do it. There is an argument to be made that this team should extend Geno to create cap space for 2024. I know people are not going to like that, me saying that. There is an argument to be made that we should extend Geno to create additional cap space for the 2024 season. Some people aren't ready to have that conversation, but some of you are. Yeah, guys, Diggs is not... We're not trading Diggs. Diggs isn't worth anything. We'll take the salary cap relief and be grateful for it. Oh my god, this one is fighting like a mother. on. Come on! Yeah, Snacks isn't here yet. I don't know where he is. He'll be here. Oh my goodness, that is a 5-pound walleye. Fuck yeah. Okay. There are no eye holes in that thing. If I wear the bag, I can't see. God damn it. Come on. God, this one's a hell of a fighter, too. Ah, got him. Not bad. What a Xander is.
What?
Oh, hey, Snacks, what's up? Yeah, go ahead, Snacks. Go ahead, Santi, do it.
What's a what?
A Xander. I just got a achievement that's like catch 2 Xanders.
Oh, that's the fish species family that walleye is a part of.
Anyway, I didn't know where to go, so I went to New York to catch more walleye since that seems to be super profitable. And I just spent
Yeah,
half my money on a fish cabin.
yeah, yeah. That's where you'd want to stay. Farming in
I'm
that
in a
area.
room that has a lot of other fishers, though, so I don't know if you'll be able to join or not.
Probably not.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that one, David. I remember that one very well. So, what did you guys think of Oluwatimi today? I thought he looked okay. I thought he looked fine whenever we let him do normal snaps. So, hopefully we get a good look at him in the Arizona game and we can make some kind of a determination on how we feel about him in 2024. Alright. So, if you can't enter my room, let me know and I'll open a new one or something. Well, okay, I'll do friends only room.
Selected room is full. You're joining a new thing.
Alright, I'll do a new friends only room. Switching rooms doesn't cost you like travel money, right?
No. Um. Alright, there you are. Okay. So, one thing I learned that's really good is that you wanna try to be fishing at night as much as you can, because there's no cooldown period for fast forwarding time between 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So you can still catch plenty of walleye, like they're awake at night. So when you have the cooldowns available to fast forward time, fast forward to night, and then just stay at night.
Right. I'm not going to hit that for a while because I got a new fish cabin that's much bigger.
And that's fine too. Um, Try to save up to what was it? 40,000 in
Okay.
cash is the goal.
That
Now
will
I know
take a
that's a
while.
ton. Yeah, I know. I know that's a ton, but that's the goal. And you'll want to have at least 35 of the gold Baitcoin things that you get from leveling up and doing achievements and such. So if you have less than that, save them. If you have more than that, you could spend a couple here and there, but try to
Oh
hold
my
on.
god, a 5-pounder?
Yeah, nice. Was my first one of the first fucking hook too. You'll love to see it.
So, how was your day?
It was all right. Just like everybody else, football was pretty fucking bad today.
Yeah, I did not have a good time today.
Um, the only bright spot is that I was correct when I said that Tua would have a better game against the Ravens than Purdy did, which was true.
Yeah.
Um, the defense got absolutely humiliated, but considering the circumstances, that's to be expected. Um, but yeah, imagine for a second that the defense played better and that was actually a close game. Tua played way better than Purdy.
Uh, I think fucking everybody played better than Purdy.
Exactly. So, if people are always prisoners of the moment and get caught up with recency bias, so I am quite sure that after a game like today, there will still be very many people who say that Tua is not a good quarterback, that he's not as good as Dolphins fans think he is, that Justin Herbert is better, and blah blah blah. But I'm like, hey, the Ravens are an historically good defense. That was Tua's worst game of the year, but his worst game of the year was 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and like that. I'm fucking fine with that.
Oh, did you see that the last 2 minutes report said that the referee was correct in saying that LeBron James's shot was a two-pointer?
Yes, and it's because as I was rewatching this thing, when they have that freeze frame that LeBron was screeching about on the thing that shows that he was behind the line, that was not when he was taking his shot. It's where your foot is last touching the floor as it leaves the floor, and he did shift his foot as he was coming up, um, and that's what they were going off of. The freeze frame, them leaving it on there, I have a feeling that that was there specifically so that LeBron could bitch about it and Lakers fans could tell themselves that they got robbed. And especially so that the league could come out and be like, see, even LeBron and the Lakers get fucked every now and again. It's not rigged for them. Especially in the wake of the in-season tournament. But yeah, 1,000,000% he was touching the line because his foot shifted before he actually left the floor. I don't know why his foot shifted, and he's got nobody to blame but himself on that one. But ref made the right call.
Hmm.
I'm more just surprised that Spurs fans are like, "Oh my God, Wembanyama had a completely routine dunk, and it's impressive because he dunked over a point guard for some fucking reason, and he traveled to do it, and his team got blown out by 30." Like, being a Spurs fan, or at the very least being a Wembanyama fan, is like the definition of cope. Every single game, it's kind of sad.
In
I'm
your
reasonably sure that this is a trophy because this son of a bitch has been fighting hard. Holy fuck.
in your opinion, what constitutes beating Fishing Planet?
Um, when you have the ability to catch the fish that you want to catch in the style that you want to catch them. For me, I will have beaten this game when I have the ability to hop in a boat and catch sturgeon to my heart's content.
So you think it's like relative to the person?
Okay. Yes. A 4-pound northern pike. Keep in mind, usually the things that are caught here are like less than 2 pounds per pike. So holy fuck. That explains completely why this guy fought me so goddamn hard. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like for instance, let's say that the most fun you'll ever have with this game is right now catching walleye here. If that was it, then congratulations, you've already beaten Fishing Planet. You made it.
mhm.
But yeah, like there's a max level. There's only a finite amount of maps in the world you can go to. There's only so many fish that you can catch. So it's up to you to define, what it is you're really going for, aiming for, trying to do. Another big one would be catching gigantic catfish that are like 200 pounds.
Yeah, I want to be clear. C Mike's spin move is a fucking idiot, but I do actually agree with him about the Geno extension thing. Like everything else that C Mike spin move has ever said is demonstratively wrong, but he's actually right about that one.
What did he say?
He was talking about what the Seahawks might do in the offseason. One idea he had is, extending Geno to create more cap space.
Hmm.
And of course, everybody flips out when he says that. It's like, how could you do that? But I don't have a problem with that. Like, that would
Yeah,
create cap space, and Geno's a good quarterback, and he's
exactly.
not that old.
Right. He's not that old. He's proven that he's more than capable enough um to be the quarterback for this team long term. And there have been plenty of quarterbacks who have been competing for championships on teams within the last 5, even 10 years that are at Geno's level or perhaps even worse than Geno. They just had a really good team around them. I mean, we can't forget the fucking Niners with Jimmy G as their quarterback made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They didn't win, but Geno's way better than Jimmy G. If he was on that Niners team, there's every possibility that they actually win that fucking game.
Hmm. I mean, I don't even think Stafford's all that, and he won the Super Bowl, so.
Exactly, because the Rams had a fucking excellent squad around them. They just needed somebody who could actually perform and not throw the game away, which Goff had done. But they had already made the Super Bowl with Goff previously. Stafford was a marginal upgrade, but he got him there. That's all that matters.
For me right now, it's 6 in the morning. Suddenly, I'm not getting very many bites. Let me take a look here. I'm wondering
Well,
if
do you
maybe
have
this
the
isn't
ability to
Bitstamp.
skip forward in time, or did you do that recently?
I haven't done it yet, no.
Well,
Bruh.
I would highly suggest skipping ahead to nighttime
Okay.
because then there's no cooldown on fast forwarding. You can skip ahead to nighttime, and then like I'm hot fishing right now. Like my net's already almost full. I got a ton of money in it, and I've only been fishing in game time for half an hour. So
Hmm.
you know, fill up your net, sell it. You've already made a profit. And then just move forward from there.
Yes. Alright, we got a bite.
And that's just what makes the grinding easier is doing this at night because then you can Because remember, fast forwarding in time also respawns fish. So if you're not getting a bunch of bites going forward an hour can help. And at nighttime, that is when there's no cooldown, so helps grinding out a lot. The only times that you wouldn't want to be doing that is if you're specifically trying to catch a fish that just doesn't spawn at night. For instance, from what I was reading, the place that we go to next after this, you can't fish at night because there you will be fishing for various different types of bass, which only spawn between 7 and 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is the beginning of night. And then at
Shit,
nighttime,
this one's
that's when
fighting
they
like a
all go bye-bye.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on in. Come on in. You're not going to win this fight. The only thing you're going to do is be a pain in my ass. Okay, what the hell is a blood? B-L-U-D. Like, what is that? Is that like Zoomer lingo?
Kind of, because Zoomer lingo is extremely interconnected with black people speak.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, blood is just one of many different ways to refer to just a person, just a dude, a regular guy. And BLUD is just Ebonics for how to spell blood.
Okay.
I mean, one of the most retarded fucking Ebonics / Zoomer speak things out there is using ASL to mean as hell,
Mm-hmm. Right.
which is insanely fucking stupid. I got to tell you, if I had a child and he came home and he was trying to speak to me like that, I would hit him. You can't not hit him in that instance. Like, you got to beat the retard right out of him.
Jesus. Man, if the Rams go to the Super Bowl this year, then Stafford's getting in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? That would be
Yes.
one Super Bowl won, another Super Bowl gone to, and then all the stats he's going to have.
Yeah. Not only that, but people will no longer be able to say, "Oh, if only Megatron had a better quarterback all those years." It'd be more like, "Oh, if only Stafford got more out of Megatron, that fucking punk."
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you put Aaron Donald on those Lions teams, maybe they'd actually gone somewhere.
Well, they had Sue, so if they had Aaron Donald and Sue on the same team, that would be fucking. They'd be
Well,
obliterating.
definitely, but I don't think it's too much a stretch of the imagination to say that Donald is way better than Sue. And he does it without being a dirty sack of shit either. But yeah, I know Seahawks fans are very upset after, everything that happened today. But at least you didn't give up 56.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense just fell apart today,
Yeah.
which is upsetting because our defense has been way better than our offense, and that just really needed to not happen. Things looked so good until the second quarter, then everything fell apart.
You know, I am a huge proponent of Kyle Shanahan being a really good coach. But I will say this, if the Niners don't at least get to the Super Bowl this year with the massive talent advantage they have over every other team in the NFC, you do have to start wondering about him a little bit. You do have to be like, wait a minute here. This was like the year it was handed to you.
Yeah. If that happens, they should send Christian McCaffrey back to the Panthers as punishment.
Did you see that Mike Tolbert destroyed the keep pounding drum at the Panthers game by accident?
I did not see that.
It was pretty funny. They have this big giant drum that they pound on during pregame of every game at Panther Stadium, and they had Mike Tolbert doing the pounding. I think it was like a week ago or something, and then he just like straight up destroyed the drum.
Very funny.
Right. Walleye. So many walleyes.
Okay, good. We got tons of additional line if we need it.
Man, why do my stream views always skyrocket when I play Fishing Planet? People love watching me play this fucking game. It's wild.
Yeah. Who's this guy? I'm Zaytumbo. You have no take, so STFU.
He's talking to JS.
Oh,
Marty Schottenheimer, I don't think Marty ever coached in a Super Bowl. He always choked before the Super Bowl. At least Shanahan's
correct.
coached in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, my dad had some legendary rants about how much he hated Marty Schottenheimer back in the day. Because he was like, how is it that in the regular season you're such an amazing fucking coach, and then in the playoffs you forget everything that got you there, and you start playing so fucking scared and tight ass, and like, oh god, we gotta be as conservative as possible here, and then you play like shit.
Still better than North Turner.
Well, everyone is, but Chargers just did that too many times when they had LaDainian on the team, where they'd say this isn't working, we need to change something here, and then they would change something very drastic, and it's all like, you know what? Not everything's gonna go your way every single time, but if you just calmed the fuck down and said, "Damn, we'll get them next year," they changed things too often. It just felt like there was no consistency.
Mhm. I wonder if Marty Schottenheimer's still alive. Somebody should hire him. 90-year-old Brian Marty
No,
Schottenheimer.
he did pass away.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Right, guy, you forgot to post the crab emoji. Yes, he passed away almost 3 years ago, February of 2021.
He was only 77, actually. I thought he was way older than that. It's always weird for me to imagine these, like, players, or, excuse me, these coaches as players because, yeah, Marty Schottenheimer was a player for, like, 6 years. But, like John Madden was a player and he never actually got to play in the NFL. He got a career ending injury before he played in a single game.
Oh my god, I just made a Spurs fan so angry on the video I sent you with Wemby with that incredibly pedestrian dunk. I called Wemby a bust and said Chet is way better. Chet is rookie of the year. This dude posted 8 paragraphs preaching at me. And I say 8 paragraphs because it was 8 paragraphs of text, but there was literally no spaces or breaks in between. It is a wall of runes. So I hit him with one of my favorite reaction images where Picard's in the holodeck and he says, "This is too long. I decline to read it," and then he destroys the book.
Mm.
And molding.
Zatumbo,
He's
that's
all like
not
he,
going to happen. I'm not thinking about that.
he's like you call Wemby a bust, but he literally had a record-breaking performance. He was the first guy to ever, in 24 minutes, ever have 21 points and 4 blocks and 7.5 rebounds and. And I'm like, why the fuck do we keep doing this shit? It's never like, oh wow, what a record-breaking performance. He's the first guy since Wilt Chamberlain to score this many points. Wow, Kobe scoring 81. Instead of being like, he's the first guy to score 81 points when he played 27 and a half minutes, and it was on the third Tuesday in February. And like,
Hmm.
why the fuck do people do that shit now? Like,
Honestly,
so
Stidham
insanely
looked okay.
stupid.
Like Stidham actually played okay today. Like the difference between Stidham and Russ doesn't really look that big.
The Bills damn near lost to the Patriots today, and I really fucking wish that they did, because if they did, not only would we clinch the division even with this horrible game against the Ravens, but the Bills would almost certainly miss the playoffs if they lost today. Plus, they'd have gotten swept in the season series by the Patriots, would have been perfect. But damn it!
Hmm.
Like if it wasn't for Zappy completely shitting himself, it would have been a dub. Just threw like a million picks.
Well, Zatumbo, you do know that the Broncos didn't have Sutton today, right? They didn't even have their by far best receiver. Like that's kind of a big deal. In fact, I think they missed Sutton and like two other receivers. They had nothing at the receiver position, and they still did okay. Not the best, but I don't know. I'm not super high on Stidham like some people seem to be, but you could do worse. He's better than Brett Ripien. Who did the Raiders play today? Yeah, Mims. That's literally like maybe their two best receivers. Colts, right? Okay, they did lose. They're out. Shit. Too bad. Oh. So the Raiders Broncos game means nothing. Both teams are eliminated. Okay. Right. I got.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Broncos have been eliminated. Bengals have been eliminated. And I don't know how the fuck it happened, but the Jets somehow managed to move up a lot.
I'll be right back, guys. Okay, we are back.
So, I learned in Red Dead 2, finally, how to make Arthur gain weight. And it's actually extremely simple when you think about it. Because so many people have been struggling for a while trying to figure out how to fucking do it,
Mhm.
thinking that it was all about getting him to just eat a lot.
Yeah.
There's free beer in camp that is infinitely respawning. Like, it's a
Really?
container you could just pull infinite bottles out of.
Mm-hmm.
You just drink enough beer until Arthur gets drunk, then you go to sleep because weight gain has to have the time passing screen, which happens when you go to sleep, when you um, when you fast travel, and when you come back from the game after like reloading a save. Or also if you set up and then tear down camp, stuff like that. So if you make the time pass and you drank a bunch of beers, you'll gain weight. So for the first time playing Red Dead 2 ever, I've made Arthur fat.
Nice.
And I'm like, man, that's so much easier than I thought it was. I was spending a shitload of money on food all this time. What's your maximum fish capacity with the thing that you're using now?
55.1 pounds.
Nice. Yeah, that's plenty. You fill that up with walleye, you'll make plenty of money.
What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well so far today. And in this video, I want to dive
For
a
a long
little bit
time with this
deeper.
game, as I was reading about it, I didn't know what the fuck the point was between using a barbed hook or a barbless hook. Apparently, using barbless hooks grants you more experience for when you catch a fish.
Mhm.
And that's the only difference.
Honestly, the idea of allowing Pete Carroll to fire another defensive coordinator and try to put all the blame on him makes me physically ill.
What if Pete got demoted to defensive coordinator?
That would be. I wouldn't like that. Wait a minute.
If he,
What the? Are you kidding me? Instagram doesn't let you schedule uploads. You can only share. Instagram doesn't let you like schedule like I want this thing uploaded at this time on this date.
well, yeah, that's the difference between companies. You know, Instagram's owned by Facebook,
I mean,
and that
Facebook lets me
what's
do
up,
that.
everybody? Hope you. Oh, then
Mhm.
that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, you have to have a professional account.
Almost.
Right, I'll have to look into that. Does it cost money to do Instagram professional or whatever, Instagram business, whatever it's called? I would assume not, because then I assume nobody would use it. Whew.
Bless you. Love that one. I really don't understand the thought process that people have that Twitter's a sinking ship, because the user base has never been higher, the engagement has never been higher. The only problem Twitter's having is that the ADL decided to get the Jewish cabal together to try to cut as many advertisers from Twitter as possible, but they still do have advertisers. Between that and the massive amount of overhead they managed to cut by reducing all those employee wages, because so many people were just taking up space and they let them all go. I really can't believe that Twitter is like hemorrhaging money. If it was allegedly profitable before, and now the user base is higher than ever.
Okay, wait a minute. It actually looks like. Okay, it actually looks like it does not cost money.
That sure would be handy. It was thinking pre-Elon too. Jack's one of the worst CEOs ever. Yeah, that's like. But again, people only talk about it as being a sinking ship because they're trying to roast Elon. But it's like the only way it possibly could be not profitable is if it already wasn't profitable before.
What's up, everybody? Hope
And
you guys
everyone's just
are
trying to put
doing.
this on Elon. Yeah, like
I
Ryga
mean,
said. Well,
Twitter X
it
was not profitable before. We definitely know that.
yeah, Jack was just making a ton of money because he was using the social media platform to be purchased by various different groups. Where he says, "Okay, we will artificially boost whatever it is that you want us to boost, and we will artificially tear down whatever you want us to tear down in exchange for kickbacks." That's how Jack became a billionaire. Not because Twitter itself, the
What's up,
business model,
everybody?
the
Hope you.
website was profitable. It's because behind the scenes he was selling influence to people who wanted the influence. It's also why Jack fucked off in the wake of the 2020 election, because he's like, well, I made a killing off of this shit, and I want to get out of here before the indictments come down. But the indictments never did come down because they control fucking everything already, so it's all ogre.
Oh, I did-
If anything, I think Threads probably just shows that Twitter's unprofitable. Because if he face planted that hard, it's all like, well, how much better could Twitter be doing? Like, Twitch is still around because they're a loss leader for Amazon. Because Amazon wants to own that because it's a great opportunity for them to sell Amazon Prime and ads and a bunch of other stuff, even though Twitch loses them money. And you know that because every time a competing streaming service has popped up trying to do the exact same thing that Twitch does, all fucking flatlined because
What's
there's
up,
no
everybody?
money
Hope you
involved
guys
in it at
are
all.
doing.
And having said all that, something just popped into my head right now that I think this would be a great way for Twitch to get these titty streamers under control. When you think about it, content creators for Twitch are technically Amazon employees.
Mhm.
So if the topless meta and the black bars and all this kind of crap, the hot tub streams, the fucking all this crazy shit, if you were just able to get them to be perceived as Amazon employee does this, Amazon employee does that, that might get some of the shit under control.
Does that mean I'm an employee of Amazon?
Well, I mean, do you?
I stream on Twitch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is this like a significant amount of your income?
Not really.
Right. Like I've been door dashing consistently for 4 fucking years now. But when I was working at the gas station, I didn't consider myself a door dasher. That was just something I also did. So you're an employee of your actual place of employment first. Then you're a Google employee. And then after all that, you're an Amazon employee.
Right.
Way down there at the bottom.
I can't believe we gave up nearly 500 yards to Mason Rudolph. Jesus Christ, man. We used to be a society.
Yeah. Think about it though. What if it was required as part of like, if you were gonna have a face cam on Twitch, you had to be wearing an Amazon hat. Then you had some of these porn stars where the only thing they were wearing was an Amazon hat. That would actually perfectly do the job. Joker does work for a clothing company. He works for FUBU. That's why you can see the buckets of KFC in the background.
Jesus. Yeah, right. Wings of Redemption will talk about his old factory job sometimes on stream and how much he hated it. He said he used to, when he was driving to work, he would like hope that somebody would crash into him and break his leg so he could get 4 weeks off.
Reminds me of one time I was working on a construction site, and we're building a massive extension onto a hospital. So we were bringing up the sizable glass that they use for hospital windows.
Mhm.
You know, where the stuff's got to be, shatterproof and all that, so the people don't jump out of the window. So it's like reinforced shit. It's really fucking thick and really fucking heavy. So because of that, in order to get it up there to be installed, 15 or more stories up in the air, it's got to be lifted up by a crane. Well, I remember one day, tragedy struck as it was being lifted up and the crane failed and the thing dropped. And guys were fighting over each other to be the one that the glass would land on so that they could file a lawsuit. The most coveted position on the site.
Right. We got ourselves a walleye, motherfucker. Oh, I'm pretty much full. I can catch one more fish and then I got a GTFO.
They don't have suicide nets to prevent employees from committing suicide because my dad works at the fulfillment center, and I know from dropping them off and picking them up from work a couple of times, it doesn't have multiple stories. The roof of the building is not high enough off the ground to be fatal if you jumped off. have is the literal wage cage. Like, they have a soundproof booth for you to go in there and scream if you need to get your frustrations out. They do have
That
those
is real.
fulfillment centers. Yeah, they do have the soundproof booth for you to go in there, and it's supposed to be for like a quiet moment of meditation, but all anyone uses it for is to just go in there and scream.
I could use one of those. I wouldn't mind screaming a little bit.
However, we all know that there are recording devices in there. Like, you already fucking know. There are recording devices in there so they can blackmail you if they ever need to with the shit that you said while you were in there. Because I'm like, I would go in there and I would shout the gamer word as much as I possibly could, but then, now it's on, now it's on camera forever. But I use it in my private life many times. Good lord. No, it's just a word, so say it. Well, I'm not going to say it. All right.
Okay, what do I do to empty my net? I just click on leave, or do I jump
No, no,
forward
no, no.
anything?
Do not leave. Under no circumstances do you want to leave. What you want to do to empty your net is fast forward a day. Do not go to the daytime. Just fast forward to the next night, because
Okay,
it's at the end of the night that your net automatically empties.
okay. All right. Scarecrow, I'm pretty sure he's quoting Boogie when he says that.
Yeah. Yeah, that particular night that you're looking at, it looks pretty fucking dead. But, you could still just do your best. However, you can fast forward anytime you need to and all that stuff. Well, right, guy. The simple truth is, if you date any Western woman, whether it's the United States or Western Europe or whatever, if you date any Western woman who is under the age of, I'll say, 27, the odds that she at some point in her life did either OnlyFans or like premium snaps or some other shit, it's only going to continue to go higher and higher. By the time each one of us is 50, the dudes who are our age right now will not have the choice to be with a woman who didn't have any of that shit. It's out of control. A version of like every dude our age and our generation is either like a SoundCloud rapper or has a Twitch stream or does a podcast or one of those three. But then every woman our age is an OnlyFans or did premium snaps or fucking Insta thoughts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's just a female version of what we all do. We try to create content for people to consume by being actually entertaining, and they only create one kind of content. New pond unlocked. White Moose Lake in Alberta. I can also buy a kayak. All right. Ooh, I unlocked jerkbait. Hey, the jerkbait store called. They're running out of you.
So I looked into the Boogie thing on Twitch a little bit more. I guess what he did was he took off all his clothes and started streaming with the black bars. Then he
Oh
realized
god.
his rolls of fat covered his junk, so he just got rid of the black bars. And now he's crying sexism because he's like, I got banned even though I didn't show anything because I'm fat. I'm being fat shamed by Twitch. Twitch is fat phobic. And he's going on some
What
crusade
a
about that.
Would a woman who is as morbidly obese as Boogie be able to get away with being like, "Hey, my fupa covers up being able to see my moose knuckle"? Like, no. But Jesus Christ.
The scary thing is, he has people who depend on him. He has people who get fucked over if
Yeah,
he fails, and he still does things like this.
yeah. Like that's why I view it as such a heartbreaking tragedy. You know that girl who, for whatever fucking reason, stays with him. That is just utterly heartbreaking, godless behavior.
She's an adult. You know that's not good when you have to say that, right?
Exactly. But can't we just have moe anime waifus who, it's perfectly okay because trust me, they're like 6,000 years old, bro. They're the judge reading your justification for having a hard drive filled with this shit. This is too long. I decline to read it. That's pretty funny. Okay. This is interesting. Apparently, playing Fishing Planet while watching Twitch gives you a bunch of Fishing Planet stuff. But that's probably because my Steam account and everything is linked up with my Twitch account, so. Right, guy, you're not marrying a 20-year-old at 50, you're good. I mean, if he makes minimum wage from now until he's 50, he could easily move to the Philippines and bag himself a 20-year-old. Lamau. It's fucking wild. When I found that out, like $400 is a middle class lifestyle in the Philippines
Mm,
for a month.
yeah.
And when I say middle class, the upper middle class, like the rich side of town, all that sort of shit, just be like, hey, nice. $400 a month, giving you the roughly equivalent quality of life is making like $300,000 a year here in the United States.
Believe me, that is, one of my potential plans. As long as the internet over there is good enough for me to continue to upload stuff and stream. But to my knowledge, they have a lot of like Americanized food over there. Like it's not like it's all
Yeah,
like eating rats and fucking crickets or some shit.
right. Well, yeah, if you go to the major tourist hotspots, and this is true of like every country in the world, like if you just stuck in Manila, Manila would be considerably more expensive though, because a lot of other people with the same ID would be, heading the same spot. But you could easily just like have a place in Manila, which is extremely bare bones for no other reason than okay, I'm going to use the quality internet here to this is an uploading zone, then live in a nicer, quieter suburb that's much, much cheaper. As I understand it, you just want to stay away from the southern third of the islands because that's where the Muslims are at. The reason I bring that up is because a lot of folks may forget this because ISIS is basically already dead, but when ISIS was around, they had a sizable presence in the Philippines. And the Philippine government was fighting them for a number of years.
Ooh, actually, Facebook allows you to just upload to Facebook and Instagram at the same time.
Oh, that should make things significantly easier then, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
To be honest, I do not have any intention of getting married. Well, how old are you right now, Rag Guy? Because I say that because as you get older, you know, your your desires and your wants and all that sort of stuff does begin to change. And that's what's nice about being a guy is that you have the opportunity to, you have the time to figure things out. Yeah, you're 22. Yeah, and in 10 years you may feel very different. When I was 22, thinking about it, it seemed like some vague, far off future and something that I wanted to do. And now here I am, 10 years later, I'm now 32, and I'm like, exactly like Stanley said. Exactly. Because now's when you start trying, and now's when you see how fucking bad it all is, and now's when you're like, wow, what a horrendous fucking catastrophe this country is.
I want a white woman. Do any white women want to date me? Okay, I give up on white women.
Exactly. Look how dirty my desk is. I need a white woman to clean this. Like, dude, white women don't even clean their own desks. He's never met a white woman before. My God, it's an entire ethnicity of women. Of damn, bitch, you live like this. My
Did you ever
God,
see the second Hangover movie, or did you only see the first one?
I only saw the first one.
Okay, yeah. So in the first movie, the character played by what's his name, Ed Burns or something, the guy who loses his tooth,
Oh,
Ed
yeah,
Helms. God, I can't remember his name. I think it's like Ed Helms or something like that. Yeah. So in the first movie, he was gonna marry that cunt and or crap, I can't say
right,
that word
right.
on Twitch. Whatever.
Here again,
hmm So yeah, and in the second movie, he ends up marrying this. I can't remember if she's Filipino or East Asian, and it's much more pleasant for him. That's a shitty movie, but it always made me the Asian fetishization always made me laugh.
right.
But I can understand, it's not just a fetish thing. It's like you just want to be with someone a little more, where there's a little more give and take.
Yeah. I think what a lot of it is grass is greener syndrome because like you've experienced the women of your own ethnicity because they're the ones that are around you, and you see that it's women who suck. But you tell yourself, no, no, it's only the white women. It's only the women who are around me. But then you go and you see the different ethnicities of women, and you're like, man,
Isn't there like a thing where Jewish men love Asian women? Like that's a huge.
yeah,
hmm
nobody loves Jewish women, with the sole exception of Abby Shapiro. You're laughing. Hamas is milking Abby Shapiro live on Al Jazeera, and you're laughing. I think the Philippines must be matriarchal or something. I had to tell my uncle's Filipino living assistant to stop interrupting me when I'm speaking. Um, as I understand it, for Asian culture, women are kind of expected to be. Um, it's not necessarily the head of the household because it's a different thing in the culture, but it comes across as being the head of the household here in the West because of what we consider to be head of household responsibilities and mindset and behavior and attitude and blah blah blah. Right, guy. I thought that was ending in a very different way. I was about to be like, "Hey, right, guys, the George Costanza of this group."
Okay, I think I have the video set to go live on Instagram at 2. Oh, okay, yes, yes, it's perfect. It's perfect. All right, so from
Nice.
now on, most of my videos will get posted on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. And I believe also we're going to be doing X. Although, if X removed the ability to schedule uploads, that actually kind of blows.
Joker, let me ask just to make sure. You have Red Dead 2 on Steam, right? That's where you played it?
No, I played it on PS4.
Okay.
If I play it again, I'll
I
probably
was
get it
wo-
on PC just to mix it up.
I was wondering because I was like, what about Red Dead Online? I know that Rockstar abandoned that, but I'm all like, maybe it'd be
Hmm.
something to do. I don't know.
I don't know, that doesn't seem all that interesting to me personally. But
Fair enough.
it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. And like I said, if I'm going to get it, play it again, I'm going to play it on Steam
Right.
probably.
I'm just bringing it up because I like, I've been enjoying playing Red Dead 2 again. But I honestly have no idea what the fuck's even, what content is available in Red Dead Online.
It's not the zombies thing, right? That was Red
It
Dead 1.
shouldn't be. Yeah, that was Undead Nightmare, which was just a quirky DLC.
Hmm. People love that DLC.
Because it came out during the height of zombie mania.
Hmm.
I like Indian women, but the men are so damn queer, I don't see how an Indian woman could make the adjustment to me. You'd be surprised. Like, Scarecrow, are you white, Scarecrow? The reason I ask that is because, much like many other Asian women, Indian women count also in that group. They fucking love white dudes. If you had seen what I had seen of the amount of young Indian women who were like, "Well, I went to college in the West, whether it be in the United States or the United Kingdom or whatever. I went to college out here and fucked a ton of white dudes, like miles of dick. And then I go back to India and I ask my mom because she's willing to help me out in this because they're all fucking caping up together for Team Woman of how to hide the fact that I'm not a virgin anymore. And then I just look for a nice arranged marriage to a stable guy.
Yeah.
I,
Then I
I
go
went
get
out and
some raw
had my
liver from
fun.
I get some raw liver from the marketplace and I put it in there and he never knows the
Yes,
difference.
exactly. And imagine Super Dave rewriting that joke in an Indian accent.
Jesus.
By the way, my dear, your vagina is in the sink. Literally 100% Northern European based. I am largely Irish, though. I don't even count as white. It's only been the last 50 years that Irish people have been considered white.
No, well, Snacks, you're black, right? I mean,
I know.
it's very important that you're considered black to me.
Exactly.
I have quotas to fill.
Exactly. Uh, just don't like talking about that part too much. I could always come out as trans. I think that'd fix it.
Sure.
Feel like the Randy Savage from South Park. I'm gonna roll up these other women and I'm gonna smoke 'em.
All right, guys. So once we get to 2024, I am going to become a um, blue check on X. So pour one out for me. I'm
Nice.
gaining an extra consumer point.
Taste.
So I'll be up to 19, which puts me one under moderate consumer. I'm only a mild consumer by the thinnest of margins.
Well, you did get -1 point for each child you have, so you could just you just run around with a turkey baster.
Mm.
I saw that your fishing line tension is fairly low. Just remember, it's perfectly okay to continue using it until it's at 1%.
I
So
know.
don't feel concerned over that or anything. Just do your best to hold on to the money that you got so you can replace it if and when it's necessary. But you probably have spare
Yeah.
fishing twine in your inventory
I
without even
think I
realizing it,
do.
because
I think I do.
yeah, the rolls come with so much when you buy them
Hmm.
compared to what you're able to even use on the reel that like it's almost impossible not to have spare. Like,
I'll try to figure out how much I have when I'm done reeling in this big mofo.
yeah, you could just check your inventory, it should show it. But I've got like I think I have 1,300 feet left on my spool in my backpack, and I'm like, holy fuck.
This says 500 yards, but I don't know how much of it I've already used.
Hold on. Don't go away from that screen. I'll tab and check in a second.
Okay.
Wait a minute. 500 yards? Isn't that how much Mason? Uh-oh.
What?
Isn't that how much Mason Rudolph got today?
Close.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the line you're using. It's 500 yards is the total amount that's on the spool, and then 1391 is how much you have remaining.
Okay. So I got nothing to worry about for a little bit.
Right, because you have 229 feet on your reel right now, so you could use that spool and refill it 6 times. Well, Rye Guy, if you ever want to go to Ireland, literally right this very moment is probably the last opportunity you're going to have for a while. Because once Connor gets elected, it's gonna be a bit of a shit show for a while. And by that I mean Comanche, Black, and Trans. Money.
You know, as weird as it is when a celebrity who clearly isn't, an intellectual becomes a politician after they retire, it's not like the
Mhm.
typical politicians do very well, so why not? Let's
Right.
mix it up a little bit.
Exactly. No, I think Connor would actually be pretty damn decent. Just I'm not saying more about it for seemingly obvious reasons.
The only reason why I care about New Year's this year is on my birthday, I decided I wanted to get a really good handle on all my finances before the start of the new year, and I was able to do that. So I was kind of treating it as like a deadline, and I'm really happy about what I was able to do.
Yeah.
But in terms, but you know, I of course I understand that it's just another day on the calendar rolling over. I'm not stupid. Honestly, watching Caleb Hammer's show over the past couple of weeks, I've watched a lot of his episodes. It did inspire me because I was just looking at how fucked up these people were, and I was like, I want to figure my shit out. Like, it does, that show really does do a great example of highlighting how it is perfectly possible to live in America in poverty. Like, you don't have to make $20 an hour to get by. You just have to not take out stupid debt. You just have to be willing to not eat out all the time. You just have to not be sub to OnlyFans. Like, if you like, you can be poor in America and still be okay. It's not going to be fun, but like this idea that you have to be making $25 an hour to have a living wage is just complete bullshit.
Right. And that's the thing, is that in order to really understand a lot of that aspect, you need to be able to look at things long term that a lot of folks can't. It may seem like there's not a ton of difference between spending $20 on food in a day versus spending $17 on food in a day. But if you eat every fucking day, that $3 adding up over a year is way over $1,000 that you could be saving yourself. And
Right.
that $1,000 could be very meaningfully put somewhere else.
Yeah, like some of the people go on his show and they're making 80 grand or 90 grand a year, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I can't afford to live. I can't pay my bills. I can't pay off my debt. And every single time Caleb pulls up their credit card statement or their checking account statement, and it's like fucking Chipotle, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Taco Time, Chick-fil-A, OnlyFans, lottery ticket. And it's just like, what the fuck do you mean you can't pay your bills? You're choosing not to when you buy this shit every single day.
Right.
Like, he was actually able to put together a food budget for a month, 2,500 calories a day, plus a little bit extra for $215 a month. And he was able to get it done at Walmart pretty easily. He's like,
Yeah, I
this.
checked. It was Ed Helms that you were thinking
Okay,
of. It
there we
was
go.
Ed Helms.
Mhm. I mean, JS, I remember when fast food was actually cheap. That was the point of fast food. I remember. It's crazy how, without anybody really protesting it, suddenly fast food became like expensive. Like, God, what used to be on the dollar menu at McDonald's? It was like, wasn't
McChicken.
McChicken? Didn't they have like a single patty cheeseburger or something on there? The hash brown used to be $1. Now it's $3. I saw this
Yeah.
Instagram reel the other day that was like, this guy was holding up a McDonald's hash brown and was like, this costs $3. And then he held up
Yeah.
a sack of potatoes that weighed like a pound. So it's like a few potatoes, and he's like, this costs $3. Something doesn't add up here.
Right. Yeah, I just checked online right now on McDonald's website. It's not the dollar menu anymore. They call it the $1, $2, $3 menu
Mhm.
because some things are still a dollar, but most things are not. So they try to include it all in there to make you think that it's still like the dollar menu, but that shit ain't the dollar menu no more.
Right. Yeah, and the thing that like somebody like Boogie doesn't understand, eating cheap does not mean eating healthy. It's not like you're gonna eat lettuce 3 meals a day. You can eat like some fucked up fat stuff for very cheap. Like I think you can go to Walmart and spend $1 and get like a pizza dough, and you could like get a spend maybe $1 on ingredients and just make this giant ass pizza. It's so much food for probably less than $2. Like it's not all good stuff for you. You can still be a fat fuck. You just don't have to spend a ton of money on it.
Yeah. Hell, I go to my local Walmart in their bakery section. You could get a half dozen donuts of any kind that you like in a box, and it's like three some dollars.
Oh, that's actually good. That's
Yeah.
Are they like day old or some shit?
No, they get made once in the day in the morning, but they're
Hmm.
the same price throughout the entire day.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
But I usually go to Walmart at like 9 o'clock or later. They close at 11, and when I get them, they're still perfectly fucking fine to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that the bread has gotten stale or anything. The only way you could tell the age is just that the icing has gotten much harder.
Hmm.
But I mean, whatever. You know, same thing happens at Krispy Kreme. If you eat a Krispy Kreme donut that's like a couple of hours after they made it, that fucking thing is rock hard.
Hmm. I remember in the movie Point Break, there's a scene where Keanu Reeves and I think it's Gary Busey are ordering food from like a food cart. They get I think two meatball subs and two milkshakes for I want to say like 5.95, and I was like, God damn, what I wouldn't give for
Yeah,
that to be a thing.
because I go to the cheapest that I'm able to find in my area would be getting the meatball sub from Subway. It's
Hmm.
a little over $10.
Just for one sub, yeah.
To get a foot long, I should specify, but it's not actually a foot long. They call it that for marketing purposes, but it's not actually a foot long. The same way that a half a foot long is not a half a foot long, they call it that for marketing purposes, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like how the crazy 88s in Kill Bill, there weren't actually 88 of them.
Exactly. There were 87 because what was Lucy Lou's name there? Oren.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oren was the 88th. That was the joke. But there was only 87 guys because she was the 88th one. But her gang of goons was called the Crazy 88. She would also never refer to herself as crazy.
Yeah, that was the other funny thing about the financial audit episode with Boogie JS. Like, Boogie kept claiming that he would go to a fast food place and spend like $5. And it's like, there's no fucking way. Unless Arkansas has like cost like 1/10 the price of every other state, there's no way Boogie is going to a fast food place and spending $5 and being happy about that.
Yeah.
That's like one chicken sandwich for Popeyes. Oh yeah, speaking of Boogie, there was an episode of the Lolcow podcast the other day where he ate dog food in exchange for people liking the stream.
Nice. Something tells me that was not his first time eating dog food.
I'm not saying your dignity has to be valued at like infinite dollars, but how do you not value your dignity at some amount? How do you place no value whatsoever on your dignity?
Yeah, it should certainly cost more than what he's charging. But at the same time, if it cost more than what he's charging, he wouldn't be himself. You know, he wouldn't have the number of problems that he has. He wouldn't be 8,000 pounds. He wouldn't be a million other fucking things. All right, a 1488 pounder.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, JS, I think Boogie really wanted to be like the big baller, the big shot among his group of friends. He wanted to be like, I'm going to spend $200 every week on food for when we gather up to play Magic because I'm a big shot and I want everybody to like be jealous of me. I think that was a big part of it for him. He like wanted to be the benefactor. It's the same reason why he kept spending all that money on prostitutes. He wanted to be the only guy in his friend group who had ever had top shelf pussy.
I think we banned him pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. Come on. This is a big motherfucker right here. Five
Nice.
pounder. God damn, that is the biggest one ever.
Yes, that's the largest fish of the day for sure. Fantastic.
A 5 fucking pounder. Wait. Actually,
And Russ has shit his pants 2 years in a row. Yes.
I mean, he probably does it more than just once a year. Let's be real here.
Yes. He does it every game.
All right, guys. Happy New
Actually,
Year.
oh yeah, you're right. Happy New Year. It's 2024.
We're going to celebrate the new year with an ad break, so I'll be back in a few minutes. But everyone, welcome to 2024.
Lamau.
All right, boys, we made it to 2024.
My condolences.
All right. I have purchased a blue check mark. Won't get it immediately, but that's okay. Now, time to come up with the wildest, most controversial takes that I can in order to get as many impressions as possible.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, poll. Do you guys think Russell Wilson is gay?
The options are either yes or I eat glue. Media page for The Hangover 2 right now.
Yeah.
And this is a wild segment right here. Nick Cassavetes has a cameo appearance as a Bangkok tattoo artist. Liam Neeson was initially cast in that role, which was originally envisioned for Mel Gibson.
Hmm.
What a sequence of
Hmm.
getting worse and worse as it goes on.
Yep, I remember his role. It was very small, so it makes sense that they wouldn't feel some desperate need to have some superstar
Right.
actor
Well,
there.
originally they were going to have Mel Gibson do it, which would have been great. Couldn't get him. Try to get Liam Neeson to do it, which would have been great. Couldn't get him. Then Nick Cassavetes.
I think Nick Cassavetes wrote The Notebook. Yeah, Snacks was saying the other day that he wished that Norm Macdonald was still alive for the Sean McDermott thing because he would have had fun with it. How amazing would Norm be on a Manning cast type show? Yeah, that would work really well. Link, you're a little piece of poop. So at this point, the only social media platform that I'm not posting my videos on that might make sense to post my videos on would probably be Rumble. Like, that's the last frontier. Shit, we're in a little bit of a dead zone for fish, man. I just checked the time. For me, it's like midnight in the game. There are not many bites right now. This might be the issue I'm having. It always throws me off when I see what you're doing because we're not in this. Our times aren't synced, so it doesn't really mean anything. see. Hey, big country. Ah. Much longer am I going for? Probably not that much longer. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. It is New Year's Day. Probably not much. Probably just chilling until the Huskies game. You know, Big Country, I actually did a really good cleaning of my old keyboard a couple months ago. It didn't really help that much. So I just bought a new one. So I don't even know if cleaning it really helps at a certain point. Oh, it's a lap. Okay, that is a problem. A laptop. That could be very bad. Mm, I'm watching that you are. Right? Jump forward a couple hours and see if it helps me. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought it looked weird. What's next? What's the context of the picture you just sent me on Discord? I think Snacks has
I
a.
didn't realize that my mic was muted. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I honestly have no idea how fucking long my mic was muted, so that explains a lot. That is the world's fattest man in 1890.
Okay.
The circus attraction sideshow freak.
He is fat, but
And before you cast your rod out again, hit escape so I can see how many Bitcoins you have.
okay.
I was trying to get you to show me, but you didn't, and now I'm like, oh, well, my mic was probably muted the whole fucking time. I have no idea how long it's been. 44, that's plenty.
I have
Yeah, just keep
14
saving
grand.
up. Yeah, just keep saving up your money as best as you're able. Once you've got like 40 or 50 grand should be good. But I'm sure you spend a ton of money on upgrading stuff.
I mean, I haven't really
And,
changed any of my fishing equipment. The only thing I upgraded was my catching net.
yeah, well, how much was that?
That was like 8 grand, 8.5 or something.
Yeah, and then you'd be okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, that's done. That tracks.
Ain't saying. I'm just saying. I can't believe how quickly the referees abandoned the Eagles, by the way. They're like genuinely
Yeah,
one of the worst teams in the league now. We have like a month and a half worth of evidence that they're genuinely like a bottom six team.
exactly. They are absolute fucking dog shit trash. And all it took was for them to not get babied by the referees, and then they're losing to the Cardinals at home.
Like, goddamn. That is what we call a
So,
double wide surprise.
right. So again, when people are like, "Hey, dear, Miami can't beat good teams," and I'm like, "Hey, one of those good teams we couldn't beat was the Eagles, who were getting insane amounts of ref help in what is widely regarded as one of the worst ref games of the whole year. Does
They,
anybody think if we played them now that we'd
well,
lose?"
yeah, I mean, the Eagles are not a good team anymore, though, so that's the
Yeah,
issue.
well,
Like,
fair
they're
enough. but they were only a good team because of the refs, man. And nobody was beating them that way.
Imagine if an NBA team got out to like a fucking 40-8 start and then just started losing 80% of their games without any like
Well,
major injuries.
well, I remember the 2016 Heat had something that was kind of like the reverse of that. We started the season. I think it was either 10-31 or 11-30. One of the numbers was even. So like we looked like straight up like probably the worst team in the league. We were just absolutely awful. But then halfway through the season, we just turned on the Jets, and then it was the exact opposite record for the remainder of the season, and we missed the playoffs by one game.
That the year the Cavs won the finals?
Yes.
Okay. I think I remember that. When LOL regular season goes a little too far.
Yeah. That was like the most injury riddled season we ever had. Eric Spoelstra used a lineup that he didn't use the entire rest of the season on average every 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles have completely fallen apart without ref help, which is great to see because we were really, really in danger of getting a Jalen Hurts MVP trophy for a minute there.
Hmm.
Now the
I
Eagles have been so fucking bad, Jalen Carter may not even win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
yeah. Um Lamar's gonna win it, and I mean fundamentally, I don't think there's anything wrong with Lamar winning MVP. I don't. It's not like Purdy winning MVP. Like Purdy winning MVP is
Right.
like there's something about that that is very yucky and gross, and I don't want to think about it.
Right. Um, is 5 passing touchdowns that Lamar had today? Is that it's got to be at least tied for the most passing touchdowns a QB has had this season.
Did Tua have 5 in the game against the Broncos?
I think he had 4,
Hmm.
and there were just a shitload of rushing touchdowns too, because the Broncos were just like they couldn't defend shit. I think Tua had 4. It was either 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's had 6.
Oh, Tua had the most passing touchdowns in a game last season.
Hmm.
Funnily enough, against the Ravens, he dropped 6 touchdowns last year. But this year, the three-way tie between Lamar today, Jared Goff 2 weeks ago against the Broncos,
Hmm.
and C.J. Stroud in November against the Buccaneers. All 5 touchdowns. Yeah, Tua had 4 against the Broncos that game. That's what I thought.
Hmm.
Stroud is a fraud.
The Stroud boys. Stand back and stand down.
Stride month. Oh, oops.
Are you a homosexual?
Did you see the image I sent you on Discord? If you started watching the Jets season
Yeah.
at 11:57 p.m. tonight.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I officially love night fishing on this map because walleye are the only things you'll catch at night. Fucking other stack of shit fish don't even bother biting at this time of day. That's perfect.
All right, trophy.
Nice.
Let's fucking go. I was gonna do it when we lost to the Eagles, but then we beat the Eagles. So I decided to just put it away. And today was so bad, I was like, okay, I guess we're bringing it back out.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, for a pretty good chunk of this game, Big Country, fishing for walleye is the most lucrative thing you can do. At some point, eventually, I'll unlock an area that allows me to do something more lucrative, but I'm going to have to buy all new equipment because I'm not going to be able to use the narrow spoon to catch whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. The next place that we go to is, I think, the Everglades in Florida.
Yeah, I
And
saw
we're
that.
gonna be fishing for largemouth bass over there,
Yeah.
I believe.
But we need like
And
40 grand, you said?
yes, because we'll need an entirely new setup, new rods and new lure and new all that kind of shit. And because we'll be staying at that map for a shitload of time, and it's so expensive to go to that map, we have to buy multiples of the rods so that we don't have to leave to repair our gear. That's why we need to save up so much.
Wish I'd waited a little bit and gotten a better fish cabin at level 20, but it's not that big of a difference, really. Okay, I am now
50,
full up.
yeah, 55 is plenty, because like my limit on the one I'm using is 44. And I'm still making plenty of money.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave now and call it a night because I just dumped my inventory and sold. So rather than spend
Yeah.
$500 to extend my stay and stay for like another 20 minutes, I'm just going to cut it. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the thing here, just don't leave the area, because if you went back to the world map, you'd have to um travel back.
Ratio King, I do because onside kicks almost never work anymore. I do actually think we were better off not doing that, personally.
Yeah, for real though. When's the last time that like an onside kick actually worked out?
Alright, guys. I will see you guys in the morning. Got some videos coming out. Keep an eye out. Thanks for coming out.